Alrighty, I've seen enough, folks. We're giving Olivier Rodrigue the start on Saturday against Calgary, right? Are you with me? You're all with me, right? I really did debate how I wanted to do this post-game fan reaction because obviously the emotional state of oil country right now is at a boiling point. And I've seen people blaming the defense, the goaltending, the team play, the coaching. The fact of the matter is tonight was a combination of everything that could go wrong, going wrong. And it's one of those games where I really don't want to focus too much on specific things because it's one of those games where I would rather just throw the tape away and move on. However, because of the goaltending situation and because just a few days ago, Stan Bowman on Hockey Night in Canada in front of a national audience telling everyone that he thinks that the goaltending is scrutinized too much in oil country, I have to mention it tonight because obviously Calvin Pickard did not have a great game. He had negative 2.28 goals saved above expected. He gave up 5 goals, and I think by the time they pulled him, 28 shots or something. And it's not all on him, obviously. It's not all on him. The amount of chances that Seattle was getting in close, the amount of looks that they had, there was a couple tap-ins, there was a good deflection. One of the shots obviously beat him clean. There was one other goal that beat him clean that eventually got called back for offsides. Obviously, goaltending in oil country, this has been the biggest talking point all season long. And tonight, again, you lose Stuart Skinner last night against Dallas. You got to go with Calvin Pickard tonight. It's a 0-0 game after one. Calvin Pickard looked solid, but the team as a whole, it's like after Jeff Skinner's goal got called back, it's like they just collectively went, well, I guess that's the game now. And that is a very, very bad sign. I did mention that I liked their effort against Dallas, that no quit. They didn't have any quit yesterday against Dallas. They got themselves back in it in the third, and they even pushed and could have tied it up. Tonight was a completely different story, and this falls on Chris Knoblauch to me. Seattle, they were pressing and pushing in that second period. They make it 1-0, 2-0. After the 3-0 goal, that was the second goal in about 16 seconds, I think. Why is Chris Knoblauch not calling a timeout to settle the boys down? They're on the second half of a back-to-back. Obviously, trying to come back from 3 down is pretty... it would have been very difficult in a best case scenario world, especially missing the talent that they are missing tonight. Matthias Ekholm did not play. You still have McDavid and Draisaitl out of this lineup. Chris Knoblauch deciding not to call the timeout after the 3-0 goal. Okay, I don't know. I didn't think I agreed with that. And then the 4-0 goal. Okay, maybe we want to call the timeout. And then Seattle makes it 5-0. And they are just pouring it on goal after goal after goal. And Chris Knoblauch just sitting there going, we're going to challenge this for offside. Does that count as a timeout? No. I would not consider that a timeout, not a proper timeout, and not a timeout where I would have highly considered putting Olivier Rodrigue in the net just to get Calvin Pickard out of there for his own sanity. If I was Calvin Pickard, I would have been so mad. I would have pulled a Patrick Roy when he was in Montreal and they just left him in to get absolutely destroyed by Detroit. I would have just skated to the bench after the second and been like, I'm never playing for you again, Chris. Obviously, I would never do that. I'm not like that. I'm being hyperbolic for obvious reasons, but what are you doing, Chris? And this is not the first time this season that Chris Knoblauch has just refused to call a timeout for whatever reason when the team is getting hemmed in, and it's clear that nobody on the ice looks like they know what they're doing. It's clear that the goaltender is rattled. Call the timeout. Give your boys a rest. Give them a breather. Talk to them on the bench. Try and get their confidence back up, or scream at them, break a couple sticks, do something. Where's the emotion? Chris Knoblauch tonight behind the bench, he's just I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm too old school. Maybe sometimes you don't need to show that much emotion, especially for a team that he has called fragile so many times. And by the way, if I end this recording and find out that Chris Knoblauch called this team fragile for about the 5th time in the last couple of weeks, I'm going to lose it. Anyone that's been tuning into the channel in recent weeks has known my opinion on calling this team fragile. You do it once to the media, that's fine. You do it a second time, it's like, okay, you don't need to keep telling the media that the group's fragile because they know and you know, so stop saying it. And then he said it again, and I think he has said it 4 times. If he says it again tonight, if he calls this group fragile one more time, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I would consider moving on from him. Whether you do it sometime in the next couple of weeks after the playoffs during the summer, I don't know. I don't like that from Chris Knoblauch. I don't know why he keeps doing it. I'm getting mad at something that has not happened yet. But if I log out tonight, by the time I'm done this recording, if I find out Chris Knoblauch said this team is in a fragile state right now, or even you just uses the word fragile, I'm going to freak out. In positive news, though, Olivier Rodrigue, he made his NHL debut tonight in the third period. Chris Knoblauch decided to finally save Calvin Pickard from even more embarrassment after the second period, puts Olivier Rodrigue to start the third. Rodrigue made a couple really big saves early. He had to slide across his crease. Great save on McCann, and then he made a second good save on McCann. He came out, he was square to the shooter, he got his glove up, nice save in close. The only goal that beat Rodrigue was Jared McCann batting the puck out of the air. Kind of a backhand spin, batting the puck out of midair into the net. And it's pretty fitting that Jared McCann would score a baseball-style goal on MLB opening day. For my baseball fans who are tuning in, I'm a Jays fan. This was not a fun opening day as a Jays fan. This was not a fun hockey game as an Oilers fan. As a sports fan today, I've not had a good day watching my two teams. But if you're a baseball fan, let me know who your favorite MLB team is down in the comments section below. The Oilers have a lot of things to work on before they play Calgary on Saturday. And other good news and other positivity, if we want to spin the positives tonight, there's not many. The LA Kings also lost, so it's not like the Oilers lost any ground. They are still 2 games behind the LA Kings with a game. Like LA has a game in hand is what I'm trying to say. So the Oilers still have an opportunity to fight for home ice advantage here, but there's only 10 games left and that runway is getting shorter and shorter. And for a team that, had winning the division aspirations and for a team that has Stanley Cup aspirations, I know you don't have your best players. They can't play like they did tonight in the second period. You just can't give up that many opportunities. If you give any team in the NHL an inch, they are going to take a mile every single time. Doesn't matter if they're a lottery team, a middle-of-the-road team, or a high-end team. You cannot give teams that much opportunity to just move the puck around. Whether you're tired on the second half of a back-to-back or not, every team goes through this. Every team plays on second half of back-to-backs. The Oilers last year were great on the second half of back-to-backs. I really don't consider it a huge disadvantage in today's NHL with the how in shape everyone is, the nutrition that they get. It's a short flight from Seattle to Edmonton, so you can't even say that they were jet-lagged. This, as a team, as a group, they need to really reflect here. And I'd like to see more emotion. They better have more emotion on Saturday because Calgary's going to have emotion. Calgary's fighting for a playoff spot. They lost to Dallas tonight. They outshot Dallas just like Edmonton way outshot Dallas last night, and they lost because Dallas has goaltending that can save them sometimes. And, Calgary, they've had great goaltending from Dustin Wolf. The Oilers are going to have to be on their A game if they're going to beat Calgary. Calgary has been hot as of late, and for Edmonton, there's still a chance for home ice. There's a chance Draisaitl plays Saturday. I'm not sure if he's going to. We'll have to see. They kind of mentioned on the broadcast he may just tell the coaches I'm going to play. If he's good to go, he's good to go. I would rather just keep resting the big guns until the postseason. And we're not going to get a look at Trent Frederic for at least 2 more weeks. He may only get into the 2 or 3 games by the end of the season, which this trade, by the way, could end up looking disastrous if Trent Frederic plays very little games for Edmonton, considering what they gave up for him. If there were other options available, healthy options, right? The healthy options at the deadline. On paper, Trent Frederic was a good trade. However, right now, it doesn't look great. We will try and talk about as much of this as possible tomorrow. I'm not answering fan questions tonight. In a blowout like this, it is already very late, 11 p.m. local time here. I'm going to hit the hay. I will try and get a post-game or a day after discussion up tomorrow, just to kind of discuss where the team's at, how they've played in general without their two superstars, and what they need to improve on. We'll do a slight preview for that Calgary game Saturday, and then Saturday morning, we'll have a full pregame report. For those of you who tune in all the time, for those of you who are new to the channel, for those of you who tune in periodically, I just want to say thank you once again for your support. I know a lot of you are tuning in, wanting me to rage and rant, and we're too late in the season for that. This team is what they are right now. All we can do is hope that they can find a way to turn things around and find proper consistency in their game before the playoffs. There's no sense for me in front of the camera right now to, lose my mind, right? If you want, hey, I want all of you to express yourselves, right? Express it all in the comment section below. Freedom of speech at all times on this channel. Let me know all of your thoughts. And for those who are hate watching, for those of you who are Seattle fans or fans of other teams, maybe you're a fan of Vancouver or Calgary tuning in right now, you wanted to see the negative reaction, you wanted to see the rage come out, that Balkan rage, I guess is what the kids call it. I don't actually know. Not who I am tonight. We'll wait till the playoffs, depending what happens. But until then, I will see you all very soon. I appreciate all of your support. All I ask tonight, just hit the like button for Olivier Rodrigue's NHL debut. I thought he looked really, really solid in that third period. And we'll see if he gets the start on Saturday. Would you start him? That is going to be my question to all of you as well. Do you start Olivier Rodrigue on Saturday, or do you go back to Calvin Pickard? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. You're all amazing. Tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers. We'll see you soon.